We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is Big Red's hot sauce Smokey Habanero. And I give it a 3 for heat. I think that might be overstating it a touch, but so there's little. So I will say this. I whine about the labels a lot. This one is quite good. This is frankly how you should be doing things, and here's all the other sites you can go to, all their social media and whatnot. And here we go. Got a nice ingredient panel here. So I like the nutrition black on white, and I like the ingredients white on black. I think that works very well. This is a quite nicely designed label. I can't say anything else. It's really, really good. So we start with water. We have habanero pepper mash, which includes habanero peppers, salt, vinegar, tomato paste, apple cider vinegar, garlic powder, onion powder, cilantro. We have applewood smoked sea salt, ground chipotle, black pepper, hickory smoke. So we can see that there's 3 different components that all have a smoke flavor to it. Cayenne pepper, lemon juice concentrate, and organic chia seed powder. So I don't know how much some of those things are going to be contributing to the flavor. And I don't actually even know why some of those are in there, like the chia seed. But you can see it's got a very nice sort of dark tan color to it. Sorry guys, I have done a lot of testing on this. You can see it's down there quite a ways. So in fact, this might be the last of this that I wind up shooting. But you can see there is the color is nice. I don't find it super appetizing, but I think it's nice. I do like it. And of course, so getting onto this Mexican sauce hunt again, as I've been saying in the blog, which is available in the description below, a lot of this is me refining what I actually do want. I do want either something flame roasted or smoky, and this one with the addition of a liquid smoke, I think, is an interesting way of approaching that. I personally would prefer if the peppers were themselves smoked, but not the worst idea in the world, I guess. So let's take a look here at what we got going on. Okay, so we got to hold back on this just to make sure I have enough. And you can see lots of things going on in here. I don't know what flavor, if any, the chia seed is contributing. I didn't actually even notice it until now that it's on there. There is a slight smokiness to it. You do get a habanero flavor. What's interesting, though, is with that sort of kitchen sink of different ingredients, the flavor overall is actually quite subtle. And we'll get into that shortly, but if you put this up against something that really has a strong flavor to it, you might catch some of the habanero and maybe a bit of the heat, but you will miss the majority of the sauce. There's a lot of very subtle flavors, and it does have, I guess, a degree of complexity to it. So you can see, but there is that gorgeous color again. And let's go for it. Smoke and habaneros, definitely the dominant flavors here. In that order. And so that was one of the questions I had, was how would this meld? And it's interesting. I don't think this is going to be my go-to Mexican style sauce. And honestly, I don't think they melded particularly well. And I mean, maybe I could agitate it more. I don't know. It's not like anything is sticking to the bottom here. But I'm getting a little bit of bitterness, possibly from the smoke, possibly from the black pepper. Despite chipotle and some of those other things in here, they're not reading particularly strong by itself. I think that actually is kind of one of the drawbacks to using an artificial smoke as opposed to actually smoking the pepper. I think that's kind of what we run into. There's a flavor separation when they should hopefully be melded together. So, all right, let's. I tried to pick something subtle. So what I have here is huevos y frijoles, beans and eggs, and I've got here a pita. I was going to put this into a breakfast burrito, but I changed my mind kind of midstream, and I'm just going to go with just putting it on some pita stuff here. So there's no other ingredients in this other than the refrieds and a little bit of cheese. It looks like we might have, maybe we'll get one more use out of this. Gonna be on the upside down after this though, in the fridge. So get a pita here. Throw some of that on. Throw some of these eggs on. Normally, this is not the way I would eat this. I would have, at the very least, jalapenos. If you're like me, you have a jar of jalapenos. Whoa, now. If you're like me, you almost drop trying to get a handle on this. But if you're like me, you almost always have pickled jalapenos on hand. Because they're very flexible in terms of what they'll do. This might have been a bad idea. I was kind of hoping for a Mexican style pizza, and this is the subtlety is really. I chose things that shouldn't have particularly strong flavors, but even then, I feel like this is coming closer to overpowering the sauce than it should. There is a nice degree of heat, though. The heat level is about right for what I want in this style of sauce. And these stupid pita things, I can't actually separate these. I almost think that I thought they were pita pockets, and they very clearly are not. It's actual pita bread. So I think what we're going to do this time is we're going to put some of these eggs on here. And we're going to try this again. We might have to add more sauce to the subsequent versions of this. One of the things I think a subtle sauce has going for it, though, is that it takes a backseat to the food. So you can use it without it just being a sauce fest. The downside is that it might not mesh very well with what you're having. It might be lost completely. So you lose some of the uses potentially of this sauce, when that happens. And when I'm picking a standby sauce, what I really want is as close to perfection as I can get. Something that no matter what I put it on, it's gonna either save it or it's gonna make it, that much better. So So this idea is probably not something I'm going to be repeating, but we're already into it, so. Kind of use up what I got in the kitchen sort of thing. And I mentioned I'm going to be blending. If I don't find a go-to Mexican sauce, I'll be blending my own. I already got the blending bottle. I think I've got 1 or 2 on the shelf. And then I'll be out of the Mexican style. I had 4 of them at one time in my fridge door. Now I'm down to, well, 1 use of this, and then I think I've got a little bit left of the Oh Brother Chipotle. And of course that video, you guys can check that out as well. Alright. That would have been dumb. Alright. Let's save this till I'm done actually eating this. Ooh, see? Usually I kind of blend them together when I make this, or I use fried eggs, but I kind of wanted there to be some color contrast. So I could see how much sauce was on there, and we could kind of have the yellow and the brown. You know, just different layers of stuff. Right now, I'm getting a lot of artificial smoke. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of powders in here that are used. I will say this, I'm getting a nice warm glow from this from the habanero here. It's very nice, very warming, very calm, pretty mild, but it's there. I really enjoy that part of it too. So I don't know if the guy at Big Reds that came up with this is meaning this to be a Mexican style sauce. To me, I don't know where else you would fit it. It has a lot of lean in that direction. You know, with things like cilantro in particular being not, I mean, you might use that in Thai food or something along those lines, but, you know, realistically, this is pretty far from anything that you would put on Asian food. So I'm guessing it's supposed to be a Southwest Mexican style sauce. I don't actually know that for sure. So I might be missing the intent a little bit, but in that world, I think it's most suitable. But there are parts that I think I would personally like to see tweaked in order to get it to that next level. But it's a pretty enjoyable sauce. I mean, as you can see, I've got pretty much just 1 use left of it. I mean, I've probably just got, you know, the neck left, and then this is done. So I will definitely be finishing this out. So I mean, it is a very enjoyable sauce. I wasn't familiar with Big Reds, and I think wasn't until Roger posted something on his Facebook that I became aware of them. But they've got some really interesting sauces, and we'll be getting into those more in future episodes as well. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, this was our look at Big Red's Smokey Habanero Hot Sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.